Most people try to eat better or even hit the gym to try to feel better. But what if it's your frame, your structure? What if it's breaking down? You could be strong, but your posture's off. Your back is tight. You're always stiff when you wake up. Now, what if you started to focus on one part of your health that holds it all together? Now, here's what I'm doing when it comes to fixing my frame, and something that you may want to consider looking into doing yourself. So now when it comes to my frame, the first thing that I added was I added doing mobility work. I sit down at a desk a lot during my normal day job. So I do get really tight in certain areas of my body, especially my hip flexors and shoulders too, depending how long and what I'm working on could affect those areas. Some mobility work, a lot of hip mobility work will help with relieving those types of issues, because the longer you sit in a position, the more your body will form or adapt to being in that position, right? That's where balances come in, right? Where one side of your body is more stretched or long, and then the other side becomes short. That's why you want to strengthen and lengthen depending on where your imbalances are, right? So that's why mobility work kind of helps with that. And that's why I've implemented doing a lot of mobility work, especially in my hips. My hips are a little bit tight for myself. I noticed over time I've become more and more inflexible. And when I was younger, I used to be a lot more flexible than I am right now. So, something that I've been concentrating on is doing some mobility work. At least 10 minutes every day. I tend to do it before my workouts. I think I maybe need to do it after 2. That's what I'm doing right now. So something I'm looking to improve on as well. Now, second thing that I'm doing when it comes to fixing my frame is I take more breaks from sitting. I'll set a timer, or I will stand up more from the seated position. You keep track of how long that I've been sitting. I'll stand up, go walk around, do a little bit of stretching just to help loosen things up. Also change the posture, right? You don't want to be stuck in a position for too long of a time. Then your body starts to overcompensate in the opposite direction. So what I like to do now is do more standing, do more walking, especially after long periods of sitting. Next thing that I've implemented, well, this is actually something that I've already been doing, but working out for functionality as opposed to just aesthetics or strength by itself. Reason being, for me anyways, is that our bodies work in particular ways, right? Your muscles work in particular ranges and in particular motions, and so does your body moves in certain ways. It doesn't just move forward and backwards. So because I noticed that a lot of training that I was doing in the past especially was more basically linear. It was basically just forward and backwards or up and down, as opposed to side and rotationally. So your body twists and turns, your joints move in circles. So why do we only train our body in one motion, right? Like a bench press, you only go this way, and a squat, you only go up and down. So, you want to get movements into where your body moves at different angles. So that's definitely something that you could implement. And that's something that I've already been doing to help your body be more natural in the way it moves. I get it. You still want to look good, so you can hit those showstopper muscles too as well. But I would say implementing different types of movements instead of just linear movements, I guess something that I feel is a good thing, especially as you get older. It helps with normal day-to-day things other than just standard lifts. Even though my current density workout is a basic workout with just a lot of standard lifts. But something that I've already been doing is more functional workouts, more rotational, more, I call them 360 movements, but more of that, and not just forward and backwards, because your body is 3-dimensional. So you have 3 dimensions to move. So you want to keep it that way. So something that I'll look to start to implement more into my density workouts, as opposed to just linear movements as well. But that's the next thing. And the last thing that I've started to implement is something called spine flexion, or strengthening your spine in flexion. A reason for that is that a lot of our training, we tend to isolate the spine from the exercise. So a lot of us are taught to hold the spine in a flat, rigid position and, do exercises that way. Protecting the spine, what we call it, protecting the spine, and taking it out of the exercise by bracing it, but what I'm working into is actually working in flexion. And now I'm not saying you load up the bar with 225 pounds and you work your back in flexion. That's not what I'm saying. So one exercise that you could do is Jefferson curls, for example, is where you're working your spine in flexion in both directions, right? Some of the benefits I'll read off here. So pain relief and injury prevention. It's a improved posture and flexibility, enhanced athletic performance, core strength and stability, functional benefits, and quality of life. So there's a lot of benefits to working spinal flexion, because that's what your spine does. It actually moves in this way where it's meant to curve and come back. So strengthening it in those types of movements, is beneficial. Also, not just in flexion, but in rotation as well. I talked earlier about functional exercises. Like your spine also twists, right, as well. So it doesn't just flex this way, but it also rotates. So you also want to strengthen in rotational type movements as well. So your spine is strong when you twist, right? Because you twist and you don't just turn like this, right? So that's the reason why that I'm implementing those exercises now. And so far, I feel that it's working for me. Something that you can explore and research more. That's the reasons why I implemented this into my current regimen. And that is it. That's currently the things that I have implemented. I'll admit that my frame is definitely something that I never really concentrated on. So one thing that I want to look into more that I'm learning about is fascia. I've heard a lot of things about the fascia. So you'll probably see me talking about that more in the future, the more that I learn about it. But to that point, this is all I have for you today. And hopefully it was beneficial. You can let me know down in the comments, what do you do to fix your frame, manage your posture, because your spine and your structure is a very important part to your health. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, what are things that you're doing to fix your frame? And if there's anything that you have questions on, let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys there.